everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day wherever they are. Like I say in all my videos, sometimes I swear, and I'm not responsible if anybody gets hurt. Today I'm going to do a reading on Leonardo DiCaprio. That's when he's older. Sorry if the light. Yeah, he was born, Leonardo DiCaprio was born November 11th, 1974 in Los Angeles, California. And he's done Titanic, The Wolf of Wall Street, Killer, The Flower Moon, haven't seen that, Shutter's Island, Catch Me If You Can, Romeo and Juliet, and I think that's, he's done What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and some other movies. He's been in a lot of movies. Yeah. So I'm going to look about him and his life. First, I'm going to ask about his growing up, what his life was like growing up. Like I said many times, this is in entertainment purposes, so don't get mad. I'm just doing what the cards say and tell me. Not an expert tarot reader. All right, so please tell me about his childhood and him growing up. Please, about Leonardo. Full cards. How was it? He had some amps. His parents were nurturing toward him, and they really loved him and cared about him. And he knew he wanted to grow into acting and do acting. I feel like he wanted to do acting. And his parents wanted him to do his own thing, like I said, develop into his own person. So they weren't very controlling right now in that card. He did feel loneliness at certain times and withdrawn at certain times. And he lost his way at times because he wasn't sure what he wanted to do as a kid. So when he was little, he was lonely at times, And I think he's also an introvert, so he didn't talk to a lot of people. But he tried to have passion and courage when he got older to become an actor, Leonardo. And he had inner strength, like he tried to make himself more better and charismatic and, with the ladies as he got older and the girls. And he had some religious background when he was growing up. His parents tried to get religion into him when he was young and forgive people for what they do wrong things. So his parents tried to teach him the right thing about being wrong. All right. Did he have a lot of girlfriends when he was growing up, Leonardo? Did he have a lot of girlfriends, Leonardo DiCaprio, when he was in, when he was a teenager? Did he have a lot of girlfriends, or is that just, not true? Leonardo, did he have a lot of girlfriends, or was that just tabloids crap? Please tell me. Did he have a lot of girlfriends? All right. Disaster in his relationship with girls. So this is the Tower. So he had sudden a change, chaos. He went through a lot of girlfriends when he was young. So it didn't really. He didn't date. He dated people, but it wasn't like long term. And maybe he had some issues with girls, and they knew something about him that wasn't right. So I think he had a painful loss. Maybe someone broke up with him and he felt lost with that. And also tragedy. Maybe he loved someone who died or moved away, or there were bad things that happened. So he had bad relationships. They didn't turn out well. There was chaos in his relationships with girls. So it didn't turn well. So this is not a good card for relationships. This is a terrible card. So he didn't have good relationships with girls when he was young. or a teenager into a young adult. He didn't have, some relationships didn't turn out well. And he had money problem. He had money problems with money. Maybe he didn't finance his money very well when he was growing up. Yeah. And he had setbacks on different projects he wanted to do. Like maybe writing a book. He thought of doing that, but then he thought, oh no, I'm not going to do that. So he had money problems. That's, he had money problems. He had failures in certain movies. So some movies and some relationships didn't turn out well. He didn't have good failure on relationships with some girls. They didn't turn out well. He went through a lot of girls like changing socks. So yeah, he didn't have a lot of good luck with girls and women. So in the past he had bad and delays and lack of vision. Maybe he wanted a better relationship with the women and it didn't turn out the way that he wanted. He dated a lot of models. And he was always busy doing his career, so he didn't really have time for them. And there was a lot of unfinished business with certain women. He'd break up with them and don't call back. Maybe he just decided, I'm not going to talk to you, and he's not telling you why. So there was a lot of unfinished relationships. He didn't tell them why he broke with them. So, and they're wondering why. So there's a lot of unfinished business with his ex-girlfriends. And he let go of certain relationships, saying, screw that, I don't want this relationship anymore. He went through a lot of women, and he changed during time, since his teens into his 50s. His personality changed a little, and his outlook changed. You go through stages changing when you're in your teens up to your 40s and 50s. So he changed his personality and how he thought and think. Changed, and he sacrificed a lot by not getting married and having a family. So yeah, in this one it says he's had bad relationships with, all right, Leonardo DiCaprio. So he wasn't. He dated. All right, I'm gonna ask a question. Is he, now a lot of people might not like this, but I'm going to ask anyway. I don't give rats, A-S-S. Ass. Is he a narcissistic personality? Is Leonardo a narcissist? I ask people that all the time. Is he a narc? Does he think of just himself? Because he goes through a lot of women and he doesn't want to commit to a real relationship. He stays in the relationship, but then he gets bored and leaves. I heard, yeah. And I also heard he has OCD or whatever that is, that compulsive thing, like people wash their hands and they do things. So that's another question I ask. Yeah. Is he a narc? Or has narcissism tendencies? 5. I'm going to ask 5. 5. Is he a narc? Yes, he's a narc, and he wishes come true. He thinks wishes can come true, like what he does, and he's happy on the way, and he's satisfied. He thinks he's stable and that he lives a great luxury life. This is the he thinks the cups. He thinks he has a good stable life with his friends and the girls he's dated in the past. He thinks he has a stable life with his friends and his family. So he thinks he's like the cat's meow. He's self-centered. Like he thinks he's like above some people. Like he's like the A-listers of Hollywood. So he self-respects. He respects himself very much, and he's self-confident. He has a lot of confidence and charisma, and he's an introvert. and he can be selfish at times, like, like the opposite of some other Hollywood people, like Keanu Reeves. I heard HG Home Tutor says some of these people are narcissistic, and some of them, like Keanu Reeves, is a empath. So he's nice. So not to change the subject, but he gets jealous if the attention isn't on him. He gets pissed off. He gets jealous. If a girl he was dating looked at another guy or said hi, he'd get pissed off. He's a Scorpio, so yeah, and he's insecure. A lot of people narcissistic are insecure. He's very insecure about his relationships. He has a lot of joy in his relationship with his family. He has harmony. He loves his home. He likes to have a good life. He likes to fix up his place when he has the time to go home wherever he lives, in California or wherever. He's a passionate lover or a person, and he goes to action, and he can be impulsive sometimes. He probably likes to gamble, do poker games, do things. He likes to drink, party with other people. So he's impulsive and fearless. He overindulges, like I said. Maybe he drinks a lot sometimes. He likes to heavy party. He likes to party with the A-listers, and he thinks three is a crowd. Sometimes he just wants to be by himself. Sometimes he likes to be by himself, but he also likes to party. So he's a partier, and he is a narcissistic person. Let me see. What other questions can I ask about Leonardo? Was he involved with any of that P. Daddy stuff? Was he involved in that P. Diddy stuff? Please. Was he involved with any of that P. Diddy stuff? His best friend is Toby Maguire. I'll do a thing in the future of him. I think he's a narcissist. I'll look that up and see if he is. So, yep. All right, so. Did he have any involvement with that P. Diddy, scandals? How he's treated women and stuff? I looked up P. Diddy is definitely a narcissistic personality. So, one more shuffle. Please tell me about Leonardo. I'll do 4 cards. Was he involved? It says no, but he went to some of the confusion. He's confused about what was going on there. I think he went to some of his parties, but he's an emotional person. But he's very detached sometimes. He likes to do his own thing. Like in some interviews, he's very quiet and doesn't want to talk to people. So he's not the most, talkative person, and he can be detached, from his emotions. So he doesn't say what's on his mind. He, if you prod him enough, he will, but he's not very, and he's confused on what's going on with Pete Betty. He's kind of confused what the heck's going on with the media about P. Diddy. He's disorganized, and he's scattered with his thinking in some ways, and he's unfocused, and he can be lazy about his cleaning in his house. I think he probably hires someone to clean his house. I don't think he probably has maid service or something, and he's burnt out. He's in his 50s. He thinks he's burnt out. He needs to go on a vacation somewhere, and he can be careless, with his money, because he likes to spend it and throw it around sometimes. And he can be dishonest. He's lied to people about certain things, about his life, and he's unfair to people, and he judges people unfairly, and he doesn't. and his lack of unaccountability. He doesn't take responsibility for his actions. He blames others like a narcissistic person does. You know, everybody has narcissistic tendencies. I do. We all do, but some have more than others. I admit I'm not, I'm not perfect. I always say I'm close to it. But anyway, yeah, I'm kidding. Sort of, yeah. Anyway, he can be negative. He can be a very negative person and lack of accountability. Like I said, he thinks nothing he does is wrong. He thinks everything he does is right. So if you hear whining, it's my dog. He's careless too on the way he treats people and the way he comes across. And he can be a workaholic. He works a lot when it comes to his career. He goes to premieres sometimes. And I said he can be lazy with his housework. So yeah. Yeah, it didn't say really about if he knows anything's going on with P. Diddy. I'm going to ask again and go a little further. Did he have anything to do with P. Diddy? It says no, but maybe I'll ask 3 cards and see. If it doesn't tell me, it doesn't tell me. Let me know. It says lack of inner joy. He had no inner joy, to tell you the truth, about these parties. He was disaffectionate in it. He had some happiness in these parties. He thought these parties were fun and stuff. So he had mixed emotions about the parties. He went with Diddy. Maybe he had bad. It says bad investments. Maybe he had bad bad thoughts about the party. Maybe he thought it was going a little too far. The parties with Big Daddy, and he had insight thinking maybe it's going a little bit too far. He wants victory out of he doesn't want to be involved with Big Diddy. He wants to. He wants self-confidence. He wants respect. He doesn't want to be people think he's with P. Diddy. He wants confidence and doesn't want people to think a bad light of him being involved with P. Diddy. So it doesn't say very much. He doesn't want to be involved, get involved in P. Diddy's parties. He goes to them, but he doesn't want to go and squill on him. He just wants to mind his own damn business. So it's pretty much he wants to mind his own. He's not going to say anything bad about him. He just wants to go there and have a good time and not say anything. I'm going to ask a question. A lot of people will be pissed, and some people, I've always wondered this because he never got married. Is Leonardo DiCaprio into girls or guys, or is he bisexual? Is he straight? Is he gay? I don't judge, what other people do in their lifestyle. But is Leonardo DiCaprio gay and just hangs out with girls to, mock his image because he's been dating them and he doesn't stay, he doesn't stay in one relationship. I think he dates a bunch of models and stuff to make him like a ladies' man, but is he really a ladies' man, or does he like both ladies and guys, men and women, or is it a facade and he just wants to pretend he is? All right, please tell me, is he bisexual? I'll first ask that, and then I'll ask him, is he gay? Is Leonardo DiCaprio bisexual? Yes, it says he likes men and women. Wow, I didn't expect that to come out. Yeah, he's fearless. He likes both men and women. He's fearless, and he's big at change. He'll change. Being with men or women. He'll go through stages where he wants to be with men and women, different orientation. He wants to exceed though. He doesn't want people. He's a fast thinker, so he goes. He's nice to women and wants to date them, and then he goes to men, wants to date them. So he's a fast thinker, goes to, all these women models, and then goes to men underneath the table. And he he's for justice though, and he wants to do the right thing. He's torn, he wants to have the right image, being a ladies' man, and he doesn't want he wants people to think he's a fairness and he's good with women and he does a good job with them. But he's weak also. When he gets the urges to be with men, he's weak, and he has low energy, and he has raw emotions, and he's petty. He says, "Oh, I'm not gonna be with men," but then he gets the urges, so he does it. So he thinks it's a sickness of him doing this. He prefers to be with women, but he also is with men. So he's bisexual. Yeah, I'm gonna ask him if he's gay too. Usually either one or the other, but what does he prefer to be? It says he's bisexual, but does he prefer to be with men? Is he gay? Because it says right now he's bisexual, but he tries to hide his bisexuality and his gayness. He just tries to push it down because he doesn't want his image to get ruined, which I don't understand. It says he's gay too. So he's both. He's gay too, besides being bisexual. So I think he's both, but he tries to push down his gay. I don't know how you can be both, but that's where he's fearless on the thought of, being gay. He wants people to know, but he also doesn't want people to know. So that's kind of, topsy-turvy. So he's a fast thinker about him being gay, and he wants to have good driven to succeed. He wants to succeed. But he's careless. I think eventually, and he's unfocused at times. And like I said, he's a workaholic. And he can be lazy about the relationships goes through with the men. And he's a hard worker to keep this aside of him being gay or bisexual. And he feels like it's a burden, and he's overextended his thing. Will he ever come out of the closet? That's one question I'm going to ask. The last question is, Leonardo ever going to come out of the closet as a bisexual or gay person? Because it says he's both bisexual and gay. I don't know how that can work, but maybe he likes men more than women, but he does date women too. So I think he's more gay in the sense of get involved, but he also likes women, so I don't know. That's what the cards say. All right, is he ever going to come out of the closet as gay or bisexual in the future? Will he ever admit the truth? Because he has never married. I don't judge people who don't marry. So I'm going to do 3 cards. Is he ever going to come out of the closet and tell people he's gay or bisexual? It says yes, but I don't know when. He feels like it's a painful ending. Him telling people that he's gay or bisexual, he feels like it's not going to go. It would be lost. He feels betrayed. Maybe because of his parents, he's been hiding the gayness and his bisexual. Quiet, Michaela. Sorry, my dog. Yeah, he feels it would ruin his deep wounds, like it would ruin his career, and he feels like people won't respect him the way he would become. Yeah. And he thinks financial collapse. He thinks his finances would collapse and his money. He wouldn't make as much money in the movies if he told people he was outed. And he feels like people would be disconnected to him, like if they find out that he's gay or bisexual. Yeah. And they think that people wouldn't be happy for him. They would feel negative. He has lack of commitment in any relationship. He doesn't want to be in a serious relationship with that. Maybe partly it's because he's gay or bisexual, and maybe it's the way he was raised. Maybe he didn't have good role models with his mother and father or something. Or he had role models, and yeah, he didn't want that. And he can be very greedy with his money. Sorry, I have allergies and I'm getting over a cold. Yeah, he can be greedy with his money. He doesn't want to share a lot of times. And it can be laziness. Yeah, and he protects his own money and his own interests because you don't. He says he's yeah. So, um, does he? I'm gonna ask one question now. Does he really give money to charities, or is that a big talk? I'm gonna ask two cards. Does he? Three cards. Does he actually give money to charity? Most narcissistic people would not. He's a narc too. So would he? Does he ever give money to charities, or is that just blowing up his? That's not true. Does he give money to charity? Not really. Says he rejects giving money to charities. It's just a talk. He's just talking about that. And he loves himself. And he breaks up with a lot of women and other men and other relationships. So he can't stay faithful. And he has strained relationships for men and women. So, yeah, he doesn't stay in relationships very long. I think the longest maybe would be 2 years, but that could be a cover. And he has strained relationships. And he can be, like I said, he can be selfish and greedy in his relationships. And this one we're asking, does he give money to charities? No, he doesn't. He's very greedy. And he's happy to say he does, but he really doesn't give a lot of money. No, he doesn't. And he also, he's ruthless and quite far, he'd get pissed if you said, oh, you didn't give him, I don't give him money. He would say, hey, don't you say that I don't give money to charities. I do. I give money to this and this and this. So he'd be pissed if you said that is. Oh, and he had an absent father. His father wasn't around too much in his life. That's what it says, absent father. So, and he lacked morals. He'll do whatever he wants. He'll date whoever he wants, be with whoever he wants. It seems lack of morals. Like he'll be with whoever. He doesn't care. So narcissistic. And he lack of morals. He won't give to charity too. He won't. Yeah, he won't give to charity. He lack morals? He says he's going to give money to charities, but he really doesn't. Well, we found out a big thing. Leonardo, who's bisexual and has some gay. He's a narcissistic, and had an okay childhood. He had an absent father. So, and like I said, this is entertainment purposes. So people, please don't get mad. Until next time, take care and have a good day. Bye.